Now a bitter battle on Capitol Hill tonight.
Members of the GOP are turning on each other as they try to reach a deal to extend federal unemployment benefits.
Also tonight, President Trump is backpedaling on his demands for schools to reopen. And KCAL9's Tom Wade is live in the newsroom with the politics of this pandemic. Tom?
Yeah, that's right, Pat and Sarah. Right now, federal unemployment benefits are set to run out at the end of this month. That's just days from now. And that means folks receiving the $600 checks from the feds won't get them. More disarray in Washington tonight over what to do with the throngs of unemployed Americans. Here in California, with unemployment hovering near a staggering 15%, people like Lynn Davis are worried about running their savings dry.
Well, the frustrating thing for someone like myself, who has been working since they were 15, and I'm 63 now, I've never applied for unemployment.
Lynn works as a receptionist for a financial services company. She's been furloughed during the shutdown because California was completely unprepared for the deluge of applications for unemployment assistance. Lynn hasn't received her checks from the state or the feds because the two systems are tied together.
From EDD or from anyone. I did get the first stimulus check. But how does that make you pay your bills for 7 months?
Roughly 30 million Americans are now relying on unemployment checks. That's 1 in 5 U.S. workers whose finances are suddenly up in the air because of a Washington fight. Last night it appeared Republicans reached a deal within their ranks, but tonight it appears that deal may be falling apart. Democrats are pouncing.
Why do they have to make a fuss over $600, which means a lot to many working families?
Expanded unemployment benefits, $600 extra per person per week, are due to run out at the end of this month. Unless Congress acts, most states will start cutting smaller checks this weekend.
What do they think they're going to do? What do they think people like myself, thank God I have a roof over my head, I have a little bit of savings, I can put food on the table, but that's going to run out at some point.
House Democrats passed a bill 2 months ago to extend the $600 benefit through January, but Senate Republicans said it's too generous and held off.
We can't give people a disincentive to go back to work. We'll never recover from this if we're all at home watching Netflix.
Today, Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin proposed a new formula to give jobless workers 70% of their former wages.
If you were making $300, you're not going to get $600 this time, and that's fair.
Democratic leader Chuck Schumer.
The unemployment insurance that we passed has kept more people out of poverty than just about anything else that's been passed. People need to feed their families.
Meanwhile, President Trump today doing a 180 on reopening schools. The president has repeatedly demanded schools fully reopen, but has not offered a plan to do it safely. Today, he backpedaled.
In cities or states that are current hotspots, and you'll see that in the map behind me, districts may need to delay reopening for a few weeks, and that's possible. That'll be up to governors. The decision should be made based on the data and the facts on the grounds in each community.
Mr. Trump says he's asking Congress to allocate $105 billion in relief money to schools across the country.
This funding will support mitigation measures such as smaller class sizes, more teachers and teacher aides. If schools do not reopen, the funding should go to parents to send their child to public, private, charter, religious, or home school of their choice.
CBS News reports at this point it's highly unlikely Congress will be able to hammer out a compromise before the deadline. Republican sources concede tonight that there will likely be a short-term lapse in these expanded benefits, but that they should return in some form in August. Reporting live in the newsroom, I'm Tom Wade. Sarah, back to you.
Tom, thank you so much.